Right. So we're finally reaching Frostvellr. Let's see what happens then. You jostle through fellow crowds of sunken faces, who appear as though they've been freezing in front of Frostvellr for days. The gates are closed. You come to a stop at the bottom of the hill. This is not looking good. Why are there so many people in the fields? We can't stay outside in the open like this. Odley finds you amongst the many refugees. Look, I just talked to some of the women here. Nobody's being let into the city. Why? It's overrun with Varl from Bloodspalker, Greyhorn, people from Bitra, all the nearby villages. The dredge are everywhere. And the chieftain of Frostvellr has locked himself into his great hall. That's when they closed the gates. When the dredge come, these hills will turn red. We have to get in here. We're getting in the wall somehow. I want to know more about what's going on in there. Let's lay low for now and see what happens. Where else could we go? I don't know what to do. I think it might be wise to wait for now. Have you lost your mind? Look, we're going to die out here. Would be a mistake to rush into this. Ivor roars in frustration, but soon settles himself on a patch of dirt and seems resigned to wait. Right, so we're in camp for now. We do have the gate here. We can rest, and we have our Hall of Heroes, where I don't think we got any levels, right? Ivor's actually pretty injured. 6. What's the item he has again? 15% dodge. He is level 2. We gave him more armor break. He will have -6 strength in battle, so he'll be at 6 actually. But he has 16 armor, so he can still be useful. But also he's actually level 3. Egil is level 2, 3 out of 5. Right, that was the levels. 3 kills, 5 kills. He's at 6. Egil, what did I get him? I think just more armor, right? And I think I will give him even more. He's pretty good defensively. Hogun is level 1 at 0 kills. Rook does have a kill. I don't know why. That was a waste. I'm not gonna use him much. Oddlive has 3 kills actually, so she got a level, and we leveled up her strength, I think. That's level 2 or 3 actually. How are we doing for items? Yeah, just these two. Nope, wait. Right, like this. And I gave her more strength. And what else? More of this, maybe? Alright. So this is our Hall of Heroes. Oh, Mogan's also injured. Mogan has 0 kills as well, though. I don't know if we want to level these guys. We might probably just want to level one of them, right? 0 kills. And he has 8 armor and 10 strength. 10 armor and 8 strength. Do they have the same maximums, though? That's 12, 11, 15, 3, 2. 11, 12, 13, 3, 2. 13, 3, 2. 13, 3, 2. So he has a maximum of 12 armor, Hogan. He's a maximum of 12 strength. Huh. I think I'll just level one of them. Who do I like better, though? The one with higher Armor or higher strength? I think higher armor, right? Because they're going to be using their ability to attack quite a bit. So I think I like Hogan better. Yes, 10 armor can get up to a maximum of 12. And I think I will give him that armor first. And then after that, possibly more of this, actually. And that's the only thing really that does make sense, right? This doesn't make much sense. He's at 2 out of 3 here, he's at 2 out of 3 there. Alright, yeah. So more willpower or whatever this is. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this setup though. So let's get out of the hero's tent. Now, we do have the gate, or we could rest. What's going on? Oh. At the gate. You approach the gate where hundreds of people have gathered. In the trodden, bloody space in front of the doors, several pincushion bodies lie unclaimed, as though they simply belonged there. Archers up on the walls make it clear that nobody will be getting in. Men and women below intermittently call for mercy and reason, when they're not flinching stones and curses. Find out more from the crowd. You spend an hour talking to different people who all have the same story. A couple days ago, the chieftain shut himself in, closed the gates, and refused any more refugees. They've got huge stores of supplies in there too, as one man. They're just hoarding them. Egil pulls you aside. I was following the outside of these walls, he says. And there's a water passage we could squeeze through, I think. Not the whole caravan, but if a handful of us get in, we might open the gates from the inside. So we could try to push through the front, shout at the guards, check out the water passage, or leave the gates and try something else. You leave the crowds and head back down the hill. There are a lot of people gathered around the rest houses, says Oddleif, pointing. Maybe you can find help there, or at least we can make ourselves useful. Market. Let's have a look at the market. So we do have 34 renown. They have 21 supplies. We have 73. That's 12 days worth. Let's see what items they have. Spore Drakey Burr. A gleaming gemstone that seems to drive enemies into a frothing rage for no clear reason. +2 drawing aggro. Oh. I haven't seen that mechanic before. 5% dodge strength attacks. That's pretty useful probably, huh? And it costs what, 6 renown? Could give it to Egil, for instance. Whalebone needle. Sometimes the difference between armor over your shoulders or on the ground is whether you can keep it sewn together. +1 armor on rest. Oh. Not bad. Studded pommel. A heavy pommel adds a little weight to your weapon when you want some extra heft in your swing. Knockback on strength attacks of 5. Rail's locket. The silver locket reveals a tuft of white fur that must have been precious to its owner. +2 will. Narwhal horn. When an army of weaponless Varl were ambushed on a frozen lake, the god Marek was said to have provided their salvation. +1 armor break. I don't think we'll buy any of this. And I'm not sure if we're gonna buy supplies. Three is a decent rate. Yeah, I guess we'll buy a little bit. So if we have enough for 73 is enough for 12 days, then let's get up to like 15. That'd be 3. So that's 72 is what? 6 times 12. So we need 6 supplies. So that's 2 renown for a day. So let's spend 6 renown to get 3 days worth. Yeah, I think leaving over 29, or maybe we should get a bit more, actually. Well, they have a maximum of 21 available. I guess we'll just buy it all then. So we have 16 days worth, we have 27 renown left. Good. I could actually buy an item here. Well, no, I think we're fine. Anyway, so now we can go to the gate once more. Heroes Market Rest. This is just the same old thing, right? We'll try something else. So I guess we'll rest. You spend a whole day at the rest houses. Everyone gives you the same story. The chieftain just shut himself in this great hall and closed the gates. There are a lot of wounded people here, adds the lad. We could help them. We've read that before. Tend to the wounded. Settle in for the long haul. I guess we'll tend to the wounded. Alette and Odlave spend the day along with others in your caravan treating wounds, most of which came from the archers. I overheard from one woman in the city sending cars with food around, Odlave tells you. Morale improved. Could be a way in, Ivor replies. Next time they send a cart, we're bringing it back in. Oddlife protests. Aside from leading to a fight, it could probably mean no more food for the refugees. Leave the food cart alone. I don't want to get involved if others are going to suffer for it. You say you return to what you were doing. The rest of the house is overflowing with refugees. So I guess we'll settle in for the long haul. After a long day of argument, you finally agree to digging in with the other refugees if you have to. Are you sure there's no other option? asks Ivor. Sooner or later the dredge will come. Probably sooner. All we can do is be ready. You settle in. You're not sure how long, but you know it's the best you can do for now. I think it's good not to keep any rash action here. Oh. And we're back to our other caravan. And we are at Vedrfell currently. Hakon, we are back. I was able to get about as many warriors from Strand as you wanted, and more weapons, extra supplies too. You perk up. Nice. Just now realizing Mogr has been talking to you. Since Vognir died, everyone has been looking to you to make the decisions. It's exhausting. Hakon. I heard you. I was saying the Varl we sent to Strand have returned. The governor gave us most of what we needed. Good enough. Much resistance from the governor. Some. I don't think he was happy about us buying his fighters using his own money. He also insisted we take on a lackey of his to watch over his property, a man named Eric. Eric, I met him. He seemed competent enough. Regardless, the governor will have to get over it unless he wants dredge crawling through the streets. We've put down every slag that has wandered through here while you were gone. Enough flapping of mouths, then. You're sure that wound has healed, then? I agree. Enough has already gone wrong. If something happens to the prince on a mission of peace, the alliance would rot. Or worse. Right, Ludin, return to Strand, go home. I don't know. I don't plan on using Ludin much anyways, but I don't know if it's a good idea to send him back home. Why? Aren't you the fabled dredge killers? How did you let them get this far south? We're not watchmen for the world. Watch your tone. If they're here, then something has gone wrong at Sklid or something. And you shouldn't be here. We would only be made to do this again later, and I will not suffer it all the second time. Either take us through the wandering road, or do your job and slaughter some dredge. Ludin turns abruptly with a scowl. He stamps back to his ring of tents and followers. Wandering road's not an option with this many. I could crush that boy's skull with one hand. If Ludin won't be deterred, we'll have to deal with it. Don't let Ludin get to you. Let's go. I'm sick of looking at this stump. What do I tell the warriors, Hakon? Tell them we don't stop until Sklid is retaken. Glad to hear it. Give the word and we'll set off. Right, so we currently have 185 fighters, 466 Varl, 65 days of supplies, morale's great, our renown is 37, and we are in Vedrfell, and we're going towards Sklid. Sklid, one of the forts built by the Varl in the relentless push to hold back the dredge. While that role would eventually be replaced by Stonehorn to the north, Sklid stood for a long time as one of the few strongholds keeping the dredge at bay. So it got replaced by Stonehorn. Construction of Stonehorn was difficult in the frozen ice near Silverstone, and not particularly useful either, as most dredge who found their way to Sklid or Fastisseter came from the Val's Marge itself or the Longreach. Still, the Varl King's Screamer ordered it built, and though it sits lower than any other horn, it took twice as much stone to remain standing. Fastisseter, one of the Varl strongholds integral in pushing the dredge back into Valkajökull. Fastisseter was briefly considered the Varl's capital until Arnfinnr, second Varl king, insisted they push further northward. Even still, many renowned Varl clans fill its halls. The Twin Rivers, the Long Reach, the Hanged Man. We're gonna go past this little area here. Curious formation of a peak, straddled on two sides by natural passes. The singular snow-capped summit between them stands lonely and alone. Ridgehorn? One of the 6 horns built into the foot of the Long Reach. Ridgehorn looks out over Dangle's Bay and Strand, built at the time when dredge regularly emerged from the deep fjords nearby, threatening commerce. Over time, the dredge diminished near Ridgehorn, then stopped altogether, the fort falling to disuse. Alright, so that's nice. The Varl apparently built a series of fortifications here in their effort to push the dredge back into Grovheim. There's a couple of fjords here. We're also loosely going to be following the Vaderfell peaks. When the first Varl warriors trudged north to discover new lands, the Vaderfell peaks were thought to be the edge of the world. Their summits often disappear into clouds, and, unlike other mountain ranges, a pass through was never found. That is until the Varl king Einar had the Barra Pass built, a bridge that takes 3 days to cross. Right, so there was no way through here, other than going all the way around through Sklad, until the Barra Pass was built. At Einartoft, the first Varl king found himself unable to push further into the north, cut off by a vast gorge at the crook of the Wormscale Mountains. He had built a bridge of such massive construction that it takes nearly 3 days to cross on foot. As the legend goes, the Varl only managed to build it by filling the gorge with the bodies of dredge and working atop them. It's Einartoft, we read that already. Rafen and stones, or dance stones. The Wandering Road, Last Gate. Wait. Last Gate. The crossing of the small bridge leading from Vedrfell onto the Wandering Road marked a small but significant moment in which the Varl truly separated itself from humanity in search of their own lands. Right, that shall be enough for now. Let's see what else is here. So we can talk to Mogr. Or Ubin. But first we'll have a look at our heroes again. So we did get Eric back. So we're 4 now. No one's injured. Mogr's got a level as well. So Hakon is level 1. He got a 1 kill. He's got good strength. Pretty decent shield break, and his skills were +1 break to heavy impact. The Warmaster hits even harder than an average warrior, with no chance to miss. He can wreak havoc with an additional +1 strength. He also has 1 break damage to the target. That's an active ability, alright. Passive ability, heavy impact. The warrior hits so hard that any enemies standing adjacent to his target on a strength attack take 1 strength damage from the shockwave. Alright. Yeah, so that's nice. Heavy impact, sundering impact. Right. So this he does +1 strength and 2 break. 1 strength from the shockwave. So I'm not quite sure whether I want him to have high strength or high armor break. I guess a little bit of both. We don't have any weapons. We do have Mogr though. We do have him back, and he got 2 kills in our first battle, after which we lost him for a while, I think, so he has a level right away. Mogr is a shield master with a massive amount of maximum health here, or shields rather, at 18, 14 strength, 4-9, a good amount of shield break too. Bring the Pain. The shield master strikes an adjacent enemy for armor break damage before hunkering down and boosting his passive ability. Return the Favor to return even more break damage for a turn. By using Bring the Pain, the shield master can create a forward charge. Wait, what? That punishes enemies for ganging up against him. Forward charge. Normal break attack and +1 to return the Favor. On rank 1. Break attack +1. Right. Character attacks the shield banger, loses 1 point of armor. So I guess we want to skill his shield break, right? Because then he can have 4 shield break plus 2, which would be 6. And then all that return the favor stuff as well. That's pretty good. So I'll definitely promote him. That costs 5. And I spend it all on shield break. Also, let's check out his lore. Mogr. Mogur's an old hand in Varl culture. Long on the front line of the fight against the Dredge, he's had the occasional brush with leading a clan of his own, but eventually settled well into commanding Vognir's personal army of Varl warriors, and is highly respected amongst them. Eric has 0 kills. Do I want to be skilling Eric, the Warden? Maximum of 11, 11. Eric is the guy who gets stuff done for the governor of Strand, though for a man with a heavy responsibility, he seems to have an awful lot of freedom in his methods. Plenty of warring clans within Strand have tried to take him down. None have succeeded. Eventually, he earned himself the nickname the Iron Turtle. The Iron Turtle, So, Eric has 0, Gunnulf has 4, he's actually level 2 almost. He's our guy with a lot of strength who just does a lot of strength damage. Mogr does a lot of shield damage. Hakon does a bit of both, and Eric does what exactly? Rally. Oh, that's not bad. Grant an ally additional willpower. The Warden's an expert on city warfare, darting in and out to be useful where he's needed. While he doesn't use a bow like the Hunter, Rally allows him to grant willpower to allies from anywhere in the battle. Light Step can help a crafty landsman get safely into position behind armored allies before going in for the strike. To pass through but not stop on any allies. Oh. Could be useful. We'll see how we go. I'll focus on Gunnulf and Mogr for now. Getting the kills. Right, let's talk to Mogr. I'd ask how you're dealing with Vognir's death, but I already know the answer. Do you? Steady, old Mogr, which is good. I know most of these Varl, but they're not under my command. They came to follow Vognir. Tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to be in your position either. Anything you can tell me about the caravan? Throw together this many Varl, half of them will want to hit each other. The rest want to be left alone. Anyone I should keep an eye on? There's a couple of clan leaders trying to show off for each other. Not a big deal, I've got it under control. The fighters we just got from Strand aren't bad, but they're unruly, give it a few days. And there are a few moaning about fighting for you instead of Vognir. They're the ones to worry about. What about Ludin's men? They don't want to hear anything from me, I know that. Any problems? Could be. Ludin's pet Varl is named Bercy. I'm not sure where he came from, or what his deal is. Bastard knows how to fight, but there's something I don't like about him. His girl in red is scary, too. Ursa. She's probably the best fighter Ludin's got, to be honest. I've overheard some Varl calling her the witch. Why? The flaming arrows, I think. It's a good trick, but the fire upsets our Varl more than the dredge. Still doesn't make much sense. Which? They're not scholars, Hakon. I think they're mostly just afraid of her. That makes more sense. Don't let her find out. Haven't you ever wanted to be in command? More than I am. Any more rope and I'd hang myself. I doubt that. I forget, you weren't around back then. At one point I had more rope. I hung myself. So no, I'm not interested in command, it's all yours. Thanks. You think we're walking into a death trap? This many Varl? No, we should be alright. Things could get rough though. I don't like being the one to send Varl to their deaths. I like worrying about myself, and that's the extent of it. Who would have expected Vognir to drop like that to a couple of slag? I'm still wondering what happened. He had hundreds of dead slag to his name. I don't get it. Just happens sometimes. No big moment. I'm sure it surprised him even more than us. Although I have to wonder. Nah, never mind. Anyway, I'll worry about the warriors. You worry about not doing something stupid. That's asking a lot. What were you holding back about Vognir? I'd rather not say, Haken. Why not? It's the kind of thing that gets stuck in your head, and you need a clear one. It's better if you let me worry about it. Sounds important. Tell me. How did Vognir die? He ran into Dredge. Wasn't expecting it. When we found him, he was lying face down, like he was struck from behind. Did he really get taken down by some random slag? Who else was there? You think Ludin? He probably didn't, but... Damn it, we should keep an eye on that bastard. If you see anything else, tell me. I will. Let's get back to it. Let me know if you need anything else. I will. Alright. Alright then. So we'll talk to this guy. You knew him well, didn't you? Vognir? No. Well, I don't know. I remember him. Always rushing around with some important business. But I never knew him. Never got a chance to talk much. Longer than I did, in any case. I suppose so. When he spoke, Varl listened. I knew that. I could use help there. The Scrivener leans back, considering the sentiment. I've seen worse. They respect you for your ability to swing an axe. They need to respect you for your actions. But you're not talking to the right Varl. Morga's got some skill there. Most I can do is hold a quill. What are you always putting down in that journal? How do you mean? What do I write? I write what happens. They've got the banner in Aberrang for that, you know. You mean the long banner? Yes. The Menders wove up something that writes its own history. You want my opinion? I don't trust it. No? It tells a broad story. I think there's some value in the narrow. Whose story does it write? Mine? Theirs? Ludin's? Gods forbid. Ha, you relic. The gods have been dead a long time. Oh, have they? Old habits, I suppose. I heard you were a terror in your day. Do you know how old I am? Dare I ask? I am competing, you know. Nobody knows how old we Varl can get, naturally. There's one by the name of Snorri. He's got a few years on me, just hunkers in Grovheim collecting crime. Bastard might actually beat me. Another one named Krumer is close, I think. But the adult son of a bitch still welcomes a fight. He'll probably be off before I am, although... The Scrivener gestures around him as if to remind you of the current situation. You chuckle. Anyway, point is, what difference does it make? I'm just a delivery man for Jorundur now. Can't remember half what I've done. Hence the journal. Hence, don't get fancy on my behalf, Haken. Okay, I won't. What do you suppose happened to the sun? Gods, how should I know? Never seen something like this before. Are you worried? Some of the Varl in the caravan think the world's coming to an end. Others think it's the best thing that could happen. No more black months. I'll take it if it's the end. I'm ready. What about the rest of us? To the depths with you. Ha! Get some rest. Always more marching to do. I've hoofed more hills than a horse born with a grudge. Don't worry about me.